Yes, people, what we're saying, I hope we're blessed and I hope we're excited because today is the first episode of me doing LSCI cooking with me. Alright, so I'll do my training with me, but you know what? I like cooking, so I thought, why not me cook, you follow along and just see what we can do with the situation. Alright, so for today's first episode, I'm going to be making healthy oatmeal cookies. Don't worry, they're not going to be full of sugar, full of badness. They're going to be complete goodness, healthy, and also, obviously, macro-friendly. It's a big word, it's a big statement, but believe in the process. Alright, so for today, we're going to need these simple ingredients, starting with bulk powders fine oats. If you haven't got bulk powders fine oats, you can also get normal oats and put them in a food processor or blender. We're also going to have dry cranberries, whole almonds, dark chocolate, peanut butter, bananas, vanilla extract, honey, cinnamon, 1 egg, and also some whole oats. People, let's do what we do, and let's get it. Alright then people, before I get into this, just to let you know, I am going to be measuring everything using a protein scoop. If you haven't got a protein scoop, it's not that deep. Just find something of a similar amount or that holds the same quantity. Alright, so to start with, we are going to be using 2 whole scoops of ultra-fine oats from bulk powders. If you don't have these exact ones, not to worry. All you need to get is some normal whole oats, put them in a food processor and blend them for around 20 seconds and you should be absolutely fine. If you want these ones, I have left the link in the description below. Alright, so next up, we're going to be using clear honey and we're going to be putting in about half a scoop, followed by 2 whole tablespoons of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. For me, cinnamon is an OG. It's going in my oats, it's going in my smoothies, it's going in my cookies. I fully love it in a minute. I feel like it's just ideal in a lot of things. Alright, so next up, we're going to be using 1 whole egg, yolk, whites, absolutely everything. And we're going to stir it up because we want it to be completely binded. No one likes lumps of egg in cookies, so make sure when we stir it up, take your time with it, be patient, treat this like your baby, and we want it to get binded exactly like that. Alright, so next up, we're going to be using 1/2 a scoop of coconut oil. This is an essential. I've made these cookies without coconut oil and it's not the same at all. So you do need an oil, and I feel like this is the healthy alternative out of them all, so it works absolutely perfectly. Alright, so next up, we are adding the big guns. We are adding the whole oats. So once we add the whole oats, it's important that we stir them up and we do leave them just to kind of absorb the moisture for a little bit. We're going to set them aside and then work on the things which are going to go inside the cookies, starting with the banana. I feel like the banana is the OG out of all fruits, only because you can just have it in loads of different ways. So for the cookies, we're going to get them literally just as mashed up as we can. We're going to just use a fork and just keep swashing with this. Like a lot of things in life, consistency is absolutely key. So we just got to kind of keep going with it until eventually it looks a little bit like this. Once the bananas have been fully mashed up, you want to add them back to the oats and give them a nice proper stir. Again, we're going to set the oats to the side and work on to the next thing, going in the oats, which are of course going to be the whole almonds. Well, we're whole almonds because we're going to chop these up real small. I feel like nuts and things like this are such a necessity. They taste good, the nutrients are good, you got the fats, you got the proteins, and obviously with the almonds as well, they're packed with vitamin E, magnesium, and potassium, so the benefits are just countless, so we're going to throw them in the party as well. Of course, followed by a stir. We want to make sure they're all mixed in before adding a handful of cranberries. For me, I just love fruit, so getting my fruits in any little snack like this is just a little bit of an essential also. Alright, so after that, we're going to set the oats aside and we're going to get involved with some peanut butter. However, we are going to add some coconut oil involved as well, just because I want the peanut butter to be kind of liquefied. I don't want massive chunks of peanut butter in the cookies. Although we love peanut butter, with this we want it nice and smooth. Follow along with the crunchy bits inside the peanut butter also. Again, this is a bulk powders product. I am going to leave the item link in the description below. This peanut butter is unbelievable. Honestly, I can't rave about it enough. If you got me on Instagram, you'll see how much I literally rave about it. Alright, so next up, we're going to be adding dark chocolate. I feel like dark chocolates for me, like, it's one of them things that I can have, not feel too bad about because it's not that bad for you, but at the same time be a bit like, oh, okay, I can't have the whole bar. Alright, so for this, we're going to be adding like 1/4 of a big bar. People, like, I feel like there's nothing better in cookies where you get the nice melted chocolate. That is the main reason I'm adding it to this cookies. And also, it tastes great. It's chocolate at the end of the day. So we're going to add in just a little bit of that and stir it up. Okay people, and that is it. After that stir, you should have now your oat dough ready to be baked in the oven. Alright, so before we bake it, we just need to make sure that we've got baking paper. It looks brown, it looks like this. Find a neater way to cut it than I did with my hands. But you kind of just want to put it over any like oven-proof dish, big enough to put some cookies on, and just spread the cookies across evenly. Alright then people, so for the quantity, this made me 5 solid sized cookies. Obviously you're going to make more if you want them smaller, you're going to make less if you want them bigger, it's completely up to you. But for me, these were perfect size. I did use my hands to make them a little bit prettier because they were a little bit lopsided. So I thought this was kind of enough, it kind of did the job. But for the oven settings, you need to put it at 200 fan and you need to put them in for 15 minutes. No more, no less. 15 minutes is the optimal time for a perfect, chewy, gooey cookie. I don't like them too crispy, I don't like them too soft, so for me 50 minutes is perfect, and they should be coming out a little bit like this.
And now my people is how we're making our macro-friendly oatmeal cookies. If you're like me, yeah, and you're an ultimate snacker, then let me tell you now, these are going to be a lifesaver. I'm the person that after 8 PM, I'm in the cupboard hunting on my hands and knees, just trying to grab something sweet. But these are around about 200 calories. They've got 30 grams of carbohydrates, 10 grams of protein, and 10 grams of fat as well, because there's so many nuts and goodness inside. They might be good for you as well. The question is, do they taste good? So it's time for the ultimate taste test. For me, I'm going for the Alpro oat milk because I don't drink normal milk. I feel like this is just a nice alternative. I feel like with cookies you need milk as well, so for the ultimate satisfaction in tasting these, please, I suggest grab some milk on the side. Okay, softness, unbelievable. Have a look. Have a look at that. Have a look at that. We're not playing games out here, people. We're not playing games. I like to go for a 2-second dip. It's up to you. My preference is 2 seconds. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna go 1. We're gonna go 2. Think about this right now. Yeah, the cookie's warm and the milk's cold. So if you know about balances, the balance is unbelievable right now. Let me tell you this right now, yeah. This right here is unbelievable scenes. If you like your cookies moistured, soft, warm, this is the OG cookie for you. And this is how we are starting the first episode series of LSCI Cooking with me. If you like this episode, don't forget to like it, drop a comment, give me some information, give me some feedback. I love it all. And obviously subscribe. I'm going to be dropping videos like this once every 2 weeks or so. So people, for now, keep up the vibes, keep up the energy, and keep on living. Respect.